How to create psychological safety in your workplace. Welcome back, guys. This is Victoria from PsychHunt. Today in this video we're going to talk about mental health in the workplace and how to create psychological safety in your workplace and in your team. So maybe you've already learned that psychological safety is the environment where people feel empowered to speak up with their ideas, concerns, questions, or even mistakes. This sounds pretty simple by definition, but in practice, it's not always easy to actually create and promote psychological safety for your team and for your organization. So that's why in this video, I've prepared the 4 best strategies to foster psychological safety in your team and in your organization. The very first strategy to promote psychological safety in your team is to give and ask for feedback. If you are on an executive level, you need to show to your team that you're actually engaged and that you want individual opinions from your team members. As you're not perfect in your job, you need to be able to recognize your flaws, that you're not perfect, admit your mistakes, and ask your team to always give you feedback. In the same time, you need to talk about the importance of feedback for your team members and to encourage them to give each other feedback as a way to learn. In fact, many companies nowadays provide their employees with feedback. However, the practice showed that when you just give unsolicited feedback to someone, then nothing actually happens and nothing changes. But when you request for feedback, then the person will most likely request feedback themselves. So don't be afraid to challenge your perspectives and ask for feedback from your team members more often. If you're not sure how to give feedback and also ask for the feedback that will actually make a change, I've prepared 2 special videos for you on the feedback topic, so I'm going to link them in the description and make sure to check them out. The second strategy to promote psychological safety in your team and in your organization is to build trust by getting to know everyone. So many companies nowadays, they talk about team building activities, work culture, organizational values. All of these activities are for one crucial reason: building personal relationships. So trust is always built when you get to know someone well, when you understand how they think, how they feel about topics, how they engage with the world. And trust is actually the basis of psychological safety, and it's one of the key components. So you need to make sure that you get to know the people you work with. So feel free to get lunch together, play games, have fun, or any other activity outside of the professional context. So this means that the more you get to know each other on personal level, the more trust you'll have in one another, and the fewer people will actually hold back their opinions because they're too shy or too afraid to speak up. If you're not sure how to build trust in your workplace, I've prepared a special video for you about how to create and build trust in your organization. So I'm going to link it in the description below and make sure to check it out. The third way to foster psychological safety in your team is to deal with issues as they come up. Putting things off can actually lead to negative consequences for your team and destroy psychological safety. Imagine the following situation. You have a developer in your team, he's doing a great job, however he's facing some issue with some key aspect of the application, and he's saying that you should upgrade some parts before you release some new features. Then a couple of standby meetings go by, he points out this issue again, but nothing happens and nothing actually changes. After a couple of months, then you have the customer upset, calling you how something broke in the application and that you need to fix this emergency immediately. And at the same time, you have to talk to your developer to fix this issue, maybe work overnight because this is really an emergency. And this issue should have been fixed maybe a month ago. This is really a negative environment because it can create frustration in your team because you're kind of showing that they're less valuable than other team members. If you want to avoid such situations, try to fix the issues as they come up, to deal with the concerns from your team members as they arise. And in the same time, this will promote more psychological safety and it will create the trust, and you'll make sure that your team members are actually feeling safe so they can focus on the work that matters. And the last strategy, but not least important for fostering psychological safety, is to normalize vulnerability related to work. People are getting overwhelmed and they experience burnout. And without psychological safety, you will not know this, you will not find this out until somebody leaves your project or leaves your team or even your company. You need to make it crystal clear to your team members that it's normal to experience anxiety from your work tasks, that it's normal to say your emotions out loud, to be sensitive and to be vulnerable. In the same time, people should really feel okay to spill it all out whenever they're facing some challenges. So this kind of works magic because in the same time people would feel safe to speak up all the time, and also they will be vocal about the silent problems which are happening and discuss possible solutions coming from other team members. Thank you very much guys for watching this video to the very end. My question for you today is, which one of these 4 elements you think is most effective for building psychological safety?